What's up? Welcome to Jeru Truths. It's a new TV show based on North life. North life. New acts of random kindness, lovingly implemented for everyone. My name is Sweat, Air Fresh EMT CEO. Check us out.
Alright, what's up? My name is Onyx Gray, CEO of Blinga Media Group. Now, what North Life is, we just want y'all to go out and be like kind of a philanthropist. I don't know if everybody knows what a philanthropist is. Just going out and just doing something for your fellow man. Whatever you might think it is, whatever that person needs help with, walk them across the street if it's an old lady maybe, help somebody with their groceries, loan somebody some money, and make sure they pay that forward. Make sure they go out and they do something just as equally good for somebody else. That's what North Life is to us. We also open to figure out what North Life is to y'all. What do y'all think North Life is? North is a beautiful place, huge city, lots of history, and there's a whole bunch of stories that can come out of North. And we just want y'all to see them. Like, we got a lot of footage that we're going to show y'all throughout this whole hour. New Jeru Truths, new show. Let's get it. What's up again? It's your boy Onyx Gray. We here in the Cobblestone studio, in the studio with
Big Jeff.
Big Jeff. Came to ask him some musical questions about the atmosphere and the music around North and what you think, what kind of state it's in right now.
I think right now we have an opportunity to be seen on a broader level in regards to what's happening for independent artists as far as being online and able to promote yourself. And we got artists that's established artists here from Redman to Lowe's Underground, Naughty, Artifacts. You got artists that's connected to hip-hop in a major way, that's connected to the younger generation as well, people that's serious about their craft, people that's serious on their grind. You got a lot of people that's been grinding for a long time that's known outside of this region. My man Sev with North Illustrated is a perfect example of somebody who went from being an artist to promoting his daughter who was an artist to becoming a marketing promotion guru, online digital marketing guru. Jersey has and North has a very large presence throughout the industry, and not just in front of the camera or in front of the stage or in front of the mic. A lot of people making a lot of decisions behind the scenes. So we got people who aspire to. You got Vincent Herbert, who is, what's his name, Braxton's husband, who was a very big, guy in the music industry. You got a lot of people from here doing a lot of big things. So there's no excuses. All that, there's no excuses for anybody that's serious about it.
All right, the next thing I want to ask you is, like, what do you think the current state of hip-hop as a whole is? I know a lot of people out there, they saying that hip-hop is dead, but from your aspect, being that you're in the studio, you're around the town all the time, what do you think the future of hip-hop might be?
The future of hip-hop, you kind of asked two questions. Hip-hop is never going to die or be dead because it's a culture. You got different genres of rap music that, or the commercial side of rap that's evolving and changing into what's ever popular for the minute or the moment, but hip-hop itself is something that's a lot more deep-rooted than just the brand of rap music itself. So I'm from that beginning stage, or era of that, and hip-hop isn't dead. It's just the different commercial aspects of how it's being promoted, or rap music is being promoted, right, in regards to what people qualify as high or not. You got a lot of artists now going back to the essence of being lyrical, and from Kendrick Lamar to so many other cats that's doing it like that. A lot of different artists out here, and not just from Jersey, I'm just saying in general, that's true to the form of hip-hop. I don't think it's dead. Where do I see it going? People might not want to hear this, but rap music itself is going to not be as prominent as it once was as far as the genre of music, because everything get a turn. You got to be on the cusp of what's next. So you got all these different types of sounds and things emerging from artists that's more diversified, and like everybody get a turn. So hip hop is having its turn. It's going to have its turn. It's commercially accepted in regards to a lot of corporate places. But everybody need to be on the cusp of always thinking about what's next. You know, you got the stuff that Air Fresh Entertainment is doing, the whole jerk movement. You got a whole different element of hip hop through dance and through the music they create. We got young people here in North that's creating, even in here, Young Rock and Young Bones creating music that's being placed on television, on the Kardashian show. So you got to evolve with hip hop. If you think you're gonna get bread just by getting on the stage and you hot and spitting, now you got to be thinking about how do you get your music placed and how do you create content that's relevant to reach the masses versus thinking it's just your block or mixtape. It's a lot more broader than that. So, you know, I think everybody that's involved with music, period, need to really take education serious as far as the education of the business of what it is.
All right. One last question. Like, what do you think needs to be done to get the youth back involved with the culture of hip-hop?
I think they are involved, and what we don't realize that it's a whole group of people in hip-hop that's doing clean and positive and real good music. But of course, the way society works, that's not going to get highlighted because that's not the society we live in. It's positive. So, you know, negativity always kind of outshines that. Again, I think it's a matter of artists stepping their games up and not just like locally here. I'm talking about on a broader scale and being able to reach bigger audiences through being able to show that they got more than one side. You got to be multi-talented. And for young people to grab hold to it, we try to show young people that you can have a career behind the scenes, whether it's hip-hop, music, film, the arts, period. With every person that you got on the stage, you got 50 people behind the camera or behind a board or behind a stage or a light, lawyers, publicists, all these other careers that exist that put you in the same realm of being in the industry until you become that artist that you're trying to be. You gotta learn the business of this. And that's something we try to utilize music as a tool to get young people's attention, but we want to get them a skill set to be able to have marketable skills that's transferable. So if you come in here, you learn how to work on a computer, you learn how to work the board, whatever it is, you learn that office etiquette. You learn how to time management, everything from emailing and creating documents, but more so those are things you could transfer into an office. You know, again, it's a business, and the more the young people that get familiar with the business of music or the business of entertainment, I think that is what separates if you cut from the cloth that you want to be in the industry. You got to see past just being a star and being the next hot rapper or singer or dancer or actor. You got to want to be the guy that's writing a film, writing a script, behind the camera, shooting film, shooting movie, learning how to edit film. Those are well-paying careers and jobs. And not just jobs, you could be an entrepreneur. So, you know, I know I was a little long-winded, but, you know, business is at the core of everything that I'm saying. If you understand the business model that you're a part of, you might enjoy music, but enjoying it and understanding the business model behind it, I think is a good point for any young person that is looking to be involved with entertainment to start from.
All right, I'm going to put you on the spot real quick. Top 5 Dead or Alive?
Top 5, not in any order.
Not in any order.
Wow. KRS-One, Rakim, Jay-Z, Biggie, and Nas.
All right, you heard it from the man yourself. Once again, I want to thank you for your time, bro.
No doubt. Stay
tuned.
Cobblestone Multimedia. www.cobblestonemultimedia.com. We out here. Number love.
BMG Air Fresh. Thank y'all for tuning in this week.
So I live in Newark, in West Ward. I've been here for about 10 years. I'm originally from Cameron, but I moved to Newark to go to school, and I stay here and work here.
you know, New York has a tendency to get a bad rap over the shootings and the killings and everything that goes on. But what do you see when you come to New York? Like, what's your viewpoint?
Well, I work here in the city, and I work with young people and with families, and so I see a lot of hope when I come here. You know, I have a lot of high expectations for the folks that are here. You know, we run a youth program not too far from where we're standing right now, so you know, I see a lot of talent when I think about Northern here. You know, a lot of art. There's a lot of great things.
Do you think that the things that are happening now are because the youth don't have like an outlet to go to?
Definitely, I think that there isn't enough for young people to get involved in, and there aren't enough people, you know, to engage them. You know, there's a lot of kids and who want to do things and who have talent to, you know, just waiting to be tapped, and so we need caring adults to just kind of be like, okay, you know, here's a space for you, or here's, you know, an idea, or here's somebody who's going to listen to you say what you have to say.
All right. Also, do you think the problem is that the kids just aren't listening, or they're just not being talked to in the right way?
I think that, you know, young people have it hard sometimes because some of it is just, you know, growing up is a hard thing to do. And by the time you get to be an adult, you kind of forget that. You know, it's hard being 16, it's hard being 13, it's hard, you know, just kind of navigating through life at those ages. And so, yeah, sometimes you feel like you don't want to listen to what adults have to say, but I think adults forget how to listen to kids too. So it's kind of a disconnect.
I got one more question for you. What do you think the difference is between a black and a nigga? If there is a difference.
The difference between a black and a nigga. I never thought about that.
Let's say they both sides went to war. Who you gonna fight for?
Well, see, I was raised in a nationalist household, so I would fight with the blacks. I'm very pro-black.
Pro-black, right?
I'm very pro-black. You know, I grew up celebrating Kwanzaa and all of that stuff. Like, I did the African dance, all that kind of thing. So I would fight with the blacks. I think that people want to, when you think about niggas, I think people want to think it's disorganization. You know, that has to do with that, and you know, certain values. So, yeah, I don't use that word a whole lot. That's why it kind of threw me off. I was like, I don't know, what is a nigga? It's an interesting question. Who would you fight with? I hope they don't fight each other, but they do.
They do.
They do.
We're gonna bring it together.
I hope so.
That's gonna thank you for your time.
Thank you. So what?
Yeah, we got some work to do, but North is all right. It came a long ways. You know, they just need to see more young black brothers working, you know, and getting a better education, you know, trades and skills. That's what it takes out here, you know. Gentlemen's here are skilled men, you know, tradesmen.
There's a lot of warehouses.
That's what we need. There's a lot of warehouse, but you know what? There was a hell of a lot more.
Right.
So we losing, you know, warehouse. That's why you need to get a skill, a doctor's degree, a lawyer, a mechanic, an electrician, you know.
What are they doing for the young? What are they doing for the young folks? I mean,
All that he say is good, but you got to change the mindset of y'all. Because y'all are the people. Y'all mindset with no respect, no remorse for the things that go on a daily basis throughout our city. If y'all don't change and help bring the city back, we're going to continue to go down. You know what I'm saying? And so much, and y'all gotta be, you have to want to be taught. You know, you gotta be teachable. I could give it to you, but me trying to give it to you, and you're not receptive to it does no good. So we still stay stagnated right where we at in the jungle right now. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of killing going on in our city, and it's being done by the young youth. Killing each other because of colors and so forth and so on.
It's a month old, you know, from a younger guy, you know, that just got out of jail, didn't know what to do with his life, you know, met a girl, didn't know what to do with his life, come out of jail with nothing, and you know, just was set me up to rob and a few other guys to rob. And thank God right now he's back in jail, but he didn't go nowhere. You know, so I hate to see, you know, my brothers, you know, go that direction. You know, a lot of people make mistakes and go to jail, but you know, you can always make up for the fact he did. You know,
It's not the city because we make the city.
we make the city. You know, yeah, you know, you fall, you get up, and you get back on the positive road. If you want to live, you know, and be old time and
But you know, I think you guys, man, just by going around asking these questions, you know, how's the city treat you and what are you guys doing, and at least you're talking to people, man. And
Yeah.
I think we need more people to go out and talk to the young crowd and put them on the right track. See, they need to be talked to.
Yeah,
In other words, their parents are not doing what they're supposed to do, and you expect the school system to do it. They cannot do it all. But it takes all of us
You take all
to
of
talk to the young kids, talk positive,
help
not the
one,
negative
teach
stuff.
one. That's
And you know, and all you guys, man, it takes all of you guys to do your little part. If you can save 1 out of 10, that's a plus.
Yes.
You see, but don't give up. Get up.
Don't give up.
Don't give up. Fall down. Get up.
That's right.
You got to keep fighting.
That's right.
Fight for right. You know, and you guys are doing a lot. You know, I give you guys respect. I know when you turned around right off the bat, I said, let me get ready, young boys. You know, but you came out with a positive out of your mouth.
Right.
You know, what is the city doing? What can we have to talk with you? And that's very important.
Yes, sir.
You know, you can talk, people talk to you, but you want the truth.
Welcome back. What we're going to get to right now is the New Ark to New Jerusalem project. And what that is, it's just like encompassing everything that the world needs right now. First, we're going to get into spiritual empowerment. It's 2013. Everybody needs their spirits uplifted. They said we wasn't even going to make it this far. We were supposed to die like a week ago. But we still here. Don't matter what you believe in, whether you're Muslim, Christian, Baha'i, whatever. Everybody needs their spirits uplifted. Then from there, we're going to get into crime and violence prevention. There's a lot of violence going on, a lot of things that just don't need to be happening. Everybody needs to keep a positive vibe. We're going to get into that too. Then we got economic development. Not the country's economic situation. We're going to focus on your economic situation. Because everybody needs some money in their pocket. Everybody want to be able to get what they want to get at any point in time. So we're going to help y'all out with that. We're going to have Kirk Nugent come and talk to y'all about that. He knows how to get some money in your pocket. There's a lot of quick ways.
Nothing can ever hurt me, no. Nothing can ever hurt me.
So certain things changed my life. I was a reader. I always loved reading. So I always moved to books. And we're going to introduce, you guys stay here, we're going to introduce you a book that's called As a Man Thinketh. They have a version called As a Woman Thinketh. It's the same thing. Because your thoughts actually control your destiny. And you don't know that yet. I'm going to prove it to you. Your thoughts, what you're thinking, is more powerful than your experience. Now, the two most powerful words on the planet. Does anybody know what those two words are? What did you say? Say it, not an act. Say one more.
Not and can't.
Not and can't. Oh, they're powerful, but they're not the two most powerful. I will. Very close. The two most powerful words in the universe are I am. Whatever you attach to I am, you become. So when you start going around and say I am broke, watch how broke you become. You never say that. And I'm not asking you to lie. You say I'm overcoming a financial challenge because that's the truth. You're overcoming a financial challenge, but you're not broke. There's nothing wrong with you. So be careful how you describe yourself. I see a lot of young people, a lot of young men go, oh my God, I'm so stupid. Don't say some stuff like that because it doesn't serve you. And your subconscious mind is always listening to what you're saying. Your mind takes in 400 billion bits of information per second, but you're only consciously aware of 2,000 bits. So how does the mind determine what to screen in and what to scream out? I'll tell you. You have something called your reticular activated system. Now you ever notice, how many people here, like your mom in the car, your dad in the car? How many people in the car? You're going to notice in life, if you decide tonight, you know what, I'm going to get a Toyota Camry. I'm going to get a black Toyota Camry. The minute you make a decision, when you go outside, all you see are black Toyota Camry. You ever notice that? If you decide I'm going to buy an Xbox, I'm going to buy this game, you see everybody with the same damn thing. You decide you're going to buy a certain phone, you see everybody with that phone. Because your reticular activating system saying, that car, that phone, that game is important to you, so it screens it in. And everything that's not related to that car, that phone, or that game, it screens it out. You understand what I'm saying? Am I making sense to you? Your mind filters in. If it's not important, your mind filters out. So when you go around, ladies, and you say all men are dogs, immediately your mind filters out the good men and only bring the dogs into you. And that's all you see. Your thoughts become your reality. So you want to be very careful what you speak about. Even if you're going through a financial challenge, you never talk about yourself in terms of what you don't want. We're going to teach you that. The other thing is, everything in life you can change, but you have to believe that you have the power to change it. If you believe, because there's a system in place to make you believe that you're powerless. There's a system in place to make you believe that you're broke. There's a system in place to make you believe that this is the best I can do. I can maybe get a job at McDonald's or Wendy's. When that's not your reality, you could do so much more. But right now you don't believe it and you don't know. So our job is to give you a different paradigm, to shift your paradigm. Like if I was to ask, let me ask this, how many people here want to be wealthy? By a show of hands. How many people want to be wealthy? You almost want to be wealthy because you know. Okay, so you want to be wealthy? Okay, let me ask this. How is wealth created in America? Does anybody know? How do you create wealth? You want to be wealthy, how do you create wealth? Say again? Did you say work? Work, like to get a job? Okay, that is the most effective way to get a job. Getting a 9 to 5 is one of the the most effective way to create poverty in America. Working is not. Do you know anybody who worked really hard? You do? Are they rich? They're healthy? Are they rich? Are they wealthy? Does anybody here know anybody who works hard? Let me see. If your mom, your dad, so you have parents who are working hard, right? Okay, put your hand up. Are they wealthy? The people are working hard.
Well, my grandfather was.
Your grandfather was wealthy. Okay, what did he do? See the difference? He didn't work. He owned, I'm not saying he didn't work, but he owned assets. And those assets created wealth. He didn't create his wealth from his labor. He built them. And then what did he do with it? He sold them? Okay, so it's still, he had what is called assets. Because the house, once he built the house, every year it increased in value. Alright? When I was 17, 18, had somebody showed me this, I would have been a completely different person. My son is 20. And my son is looking at own real estate. The same thing your grandfather did. Because we understand how wealth is created. Wealth is not created by a job. And you're here as a community where people are dismissing you. People are waiting to lock you up. We build prison, not we, but they build prison cell based on the rate of failure in the 3rd grade. So there's a big industry that's waiting for you to fail so they can lock you up, so they can put you away, so they can dismiss you. And I don't want you to walk that path because I believe there's something more in you than what you see. I see greatness in you. Maybe you can't see it right now because a lot of times you can't see the picture when you're in a frame. But I see greatness within you. But if I can't show you that, if you can't see it, I'm not going to allow you to be here and waste someone else's time. Is that fair enough? We have been taught what costs nothing has no value. And I don't mean to come here and give you a motivational speech. I'm giving you the truth. You're so much more than you've been told. You just don't know it yet. You can't see your greatness because all you've seen is your failure. You remember the times when you tried and it didn't work. You remember the teacher telling you you're stupid, you're no good. You remember the classes that you failed. And I'm telling you, none of that matters. What matters is for you to make a commitment to be better. What matters is for you to have a desire to change your life. And I can't change it for you. You have to do it on your own. You guys with me with that? Now, do you want to learn some strategies that can take you from where you are to where you want to be? Okay? The system that we live in, the education system that we have here, was created in Mesopotamia. And it was created to create two classes of citizens. Either one, you're going to come out of school and you're going to be a good worker. The work would be to help sustain the wealth of the rich, of the elite. Or if you don't come out and be a worker, you want to be a military person, a soldier. So you go overseas and you fight to defend the interests of the wealthy. So today I want to show you a different way. I want to show you how wealth is created and how you can really change your life. But it doesn't start with money. It starts with mindset. Because the average person that wins the lotto, they might win $5 million, but within 5 years they're broke. Because it's not about money. If you don't have the mindset, if you don't think you're valid, if you don't think you're worthy of this, it's for some reason we've been subconsciously programmed to believe that we're of no value. You'll find a beautiful woman and she's in a relationship with a man that beat her up all the time. Because in her mind, she doesn't have any value. And she'll finally get out of that abusive relationship and she'll meet another guy to beat her up just again. Because it's always a lesson repeats until the lesson is learned. And the same teacher, different face. So I'm going to teach you, not just me by myself, but the staff here with me, Booby, Jacques, we're going to teach you how to change that mindset. And it starts with I am. So never attach I am to something you don't want to be. Anything, because Muhammad Ali, if you guys remember, Muhammad Ali always said, I am the greatest. Even when he was beaten and knocked down, he always said, I am the greatest. He never said, hopefully, one day, maybe, it might be. He said, I am the greatest. So you have to start speaking into existence the thing that you want to be. Even when I was young, and I was broke, and I had nothing going on for me, I never talked about that. When I was doing spoken word, all the other poets went about and they say they're starving artists. I never used that term. I never described myself as a starving artist. And I'm the only poet that I knew who came out of that era back in 1999, 1980, 1999, 2000, who went out and really made money. Everyone else just struggled, but I never believed in that. By the time I stopped slamming in poetry, my fee to perform for an hour was like $3,000. While other poets were going and getting $50 for a feature. I just never believed it because I spoke something different. You cool, dude? Oh, you gotta remember this. I just haven't been. See, that's the other reason why we gotta come together. Because the majority of my audience when I speak, they're white. So they're not trying to hear this what I'm about to share with you. Because that's not their message, that's not their issue. So just the reason because I don't get a lot of chance to interact with my people, with black people, a lot of my message I usually talk about is at the back of my mind because I don't get the opportunity to present it. So let me share. This is my conversation with success. And it says, I observe my people maintain that all is well when indeed we're wretched. We strut around clothed in fears, we constantly yield to despair. Why is this life so abusive, wealth so reclusive, and success so elusive? I needed some answers and I cared not to wait. My questions were simple, legit, so I decided to pay success a visit. Snuck up on him like a medieval lancer, focus like Tina Turner and private dancer. Before he knew it, I was on him like colon cancer. Flash the Mac 10 equipped with a silencer. Homeboy, tonight you gonna give me some answers. Yo, what's the deal between you and my people? Yo, son, you done dissed us. It's obvious you blacklist us. We don't see you come Christmas. The way you handle us is quite obnoxious. I mean, look at you, enjoying the surplus, living stupendous while we're walking around subconscious. And if you do allow us to hit the lotto, well, that's a joke because within 5 years we're back to being broke and the majority of my people are beginning to lose hope. So I'm fitting to break you down like a proper fraction because when it comes to my people, yo, son, you're missing an action. Success looked at me with disappointment. He said, Kirk, is that a gun? Violence, is that how you solve your problems? He said, man, put that gun away because you're a joke. Besides, ain't nobody getting smoked. He said, what you said, you actually don't believe it. In fact, your body language reveals it. You're just trying to write some controversial type poetry because had you believed that, you would have never found me. He said, Kurt Nugent, I am success. And I've been around before any of these planets were evident. I've been around before the whole Adam and Eve incident. And I've yet to meet someone who met me by accident. He said, if you want to see me, you're going to have to be far more than diligent. Kurt Nugent, you're going to have to be intoxicated with wine and persistence. You're going to have to step to your fears like they were irrelevant. You're going to have to step with so much confidence that providence takes precedence. Not before then will I ever enter your residence. So tell your people they can never see me sitting in front of BET. He said, I'm not here to scold you, but I told you, look for me in the shelves of Barnes & Noble. Seek me diligently, people here most distressed, because with your excuse I refuse to be impressed. He said you'll find me between the pages, unlocking the wisdom of the ages, sharing ideas with modern-day sages of all races, yet you have the nerve to imply that I'm a racist. Now, if I'm a racist, then please explain to me how you account for Bob Marley, or is he just an anomaly? What about Marcus Garvey, Phyllis Wheatley, and Booker T? John H. Johnson, who founded Jet, and Ebony, Dick, Gregory, Alex Haley, Pearl Bailey, Bayard Rustin, and Dr. King, Billie Holiday, Cap Calloway. He said, how do you account for Jesse, Owens, and Jackson, Tony, Morrison, and Braxton, Sugar Ray, and Jackie Robinson? What about the great Hannibal who fought bitterly, or the Moors who conquered Italy? Michael, Eric Dyson, Tyson. I said, Tyson? He said, come on, Kurt, not Mike, Cicely. He said the fact of the matter is that has nothing to do with race, but has everything to do with distribution of time, energy, and space. Mismanage any of those three, and your failure is imperative. That's why, according to the Social Security Administration, at age 65, 45% of Americans are still dependent on relatives. 30% must live on charity. In other words, with me, there is no familiarity. 23% are still working, which means they're barely maintaining. Only 2% are self-sustaining. So in actuality, after 40 years of toil on a job that they literally signed up, financially speaking, 98% of Americans could not pick me out of a police lineup. He said, Kurt, they complain as they struggle to keep abreast of the mortgage, that the reason they call it the American dream is because you have to be asleep to believe that garbage, but they lack the courage to believe that they have the capacity to make it, not knowing that the most talented is often overtaken by the most dedicated. So financially they fake it, and by default the misfortune they created, orchestrated. Most live their life hiding behind precautions. And somewhere in their early 40s, they come to me with that emotional distortion that somebody done me wrong, something that poor little me I've been struggling for oh so long. Emotion, they'll choke you, but remember I told you, discipline is what separates the magnificent from the mediocre. He said, Kurt, my name is Success, and I'm here for all those who seek, but you'll never get to me by watching 29 hours of television per week. He said, your dream's not there for you to diminish. You've got to be in it to win it. So if there's something that you seek, then by God, begin it. But most people go around finding fault, like there's a reward in it. Kurt, I'm sick of it. It's ridiculous. He said, crippled by inertia, they turn around and blame fate, not knowing that you don't have to be great to get started, but you have to get started in order to be great. And I find it completely odd how their chance of success they continue to rob. In fact, most people stop looking for work once they found a job. Ask the ones who complain the most, they know the most seen. In the past 90 days, how much time have they spent actively working on their dreams? What books have they read? What seminars have they attended to move them closer to their objectives? Ask them carefully, you find that the answer is always negative. Just sit in my footstool, that begins with choice. So be careful what you choose, because excuses don't explain, explanations don't excuse. And I don't have time for all these victims complaining to me about the system when the door to my office is open with self-discipline. He said, Kurt, to see me, you're going to have to inhale your fears like they were medicinal. Your dedication better be phenomenal, because you're going to need more conviction than a career criminal. He said, come out here with both guns cocked like an outlaw. Bring me the passion, son, give it to me raw. You do that, and I'll support you like a wonder bra. Transform you from average to avatar, from Kool-Aid to caviar. Remove your battle scars and make you a superstar. Resurrect your life like my name was Almond Raw. Anything less, and I'll treat you like you saw. Shut you down like Big Maple Rub on a bad cough. Either you bring me the passion or homeboy step off. So stay true to your divinity. Seek to go beyond infinity. Then persistence and discipline will become your savior. But excuses will derail you, financially jail you, because excuses are the nails that are used to build a house of failure. Of the perpetual victim, too many people become the epitome. So tell your people they can never see the best of me until they stop confusing bad management with destiny. Thank you.
Newark has had many heroes in its 300-plus year lifespan, some self-proclaimed, some by way of innovation, some won the hearts of the people, like the late James Wallace. Even more earned the title from being from the city and succeeding. But most fly under the radar. They're not local icons. Yet their influence in events that help affect the lives of Norkers, and sometimes people worldwide, is irrefutable. One of these unsung heroes is one of IYO's very own, an alumni who first came to the organization when he was just 10 years old, Gary R. Conway. By 1982, when Gary first came to the organization, IYO had been a safe haven of sorts for at-risk children and teenagers for 12 strong years. In a period of time where crack cocaine was slowly eroding the family structure in black communities, and black youth had adopted the reputation of thugs, malcontents, and criminals. IYO, James and Carolyn Wallace in particular, stood as the few in Newark who still had hope for the youth. There is more to our youth than drug addicts, dropouts, and purse snatchers, James proclaimed. This was his slogan. It embodied his dedication to the youth and the city itself. It would be instilled in the thousands of youth as the years passed by. Gary, along with many other youth corps students, painted the well-known mural that wraps around the IYO building, with the most interesting parts being the portrait of James Wallace and the phrase New Ark to New Jerusalem. Gary also played an integral part in the development of some of hip-hop's biggest names, creating logos and murals for both the Rough Riders and Bad Boy Entertainment. He's also done numerous airbrush paintings in homes all around Newark and continues to do so today.
What's going on? Now this is another building that we have at the IYO, the International Youth Organization. This is where all the parties go down. If you're from North and you don't know about the parties that go down here, you must not be partying. Alright? Now myself, I do have an artistic and musical side of me as well. I play drums. I graduated from Central High School. I played drums with Central as well as Shabazz. So I might look familiar, you feel me? I also have a dance crew called FRCNT. And myself, I also set up and host dance competitions located in North New Jersey and as well as New York and Maryland. So make sure you stay tuned for all the updates regarding that as well.
Alright, what's up? Once again, I'm Onyx Gray. I know you just heard my boy Sweat talk about the whole party scene that we do here. Yeah, they be live. Now we're going to talk about something else. A very important person I think everybody should know about around Newark. James Wallace, founder of this IYO, started it 43 years ago, bought this building. He started in the brick towers, done a lot of work around Newark, from politics, just community service, everything. He's touched so many people's lives. I think he should be honored every single day in around Newark. So I just wanted to touch on that. Make sure you look his name up. You might have touched a few people's lives inside your family. You never know. Once again, this is IYO, Onyx Gray, New Jeru Truths. Stay tuned.
Hello, everybody. Yeah, it's good to see everybody, you know. It's also very tearful and kind of touching because Jim and I 40 years ago had a vision. Or he had the vision. I really didn't have the vision. He had a vision about we wasn't starting the program. We had something going on, and he expanded that idea to work with some young people where housing has just been developed in the Central Ward, and I was the managing agent for the housing. So I didn't have the vision to have a program for young people. My vision was to make sure we had decent housing, and my vision was for developing families. So between what he was doing and what I had done, that's how I took on his vision and worked side by side with him until he passed. And now look now and say that was his vision. And then I got a vision. And today, I think the vision is moving because I ran into a young lady, I didn't even recognize her, who was a part of the first vision. I didn't know her, she didn't even remember me until after we started talking. And that vision happened 40 years ago, and I look around now and see all of the people that were a part of that original vision. And I do get touched. I say, you know, they did what we asked them to do Most of them are between the ages of 55 down to about 35. And that vision has been fulfilled. I think today, as I listen to Jimmy's only 23 years old. He's a new person in charge of the alumni. And I think the vision now has to go to them. The vision Jim had and we had in this building, that any day you came here, there was about 400 youth in this building. Any day you would come here, whether it was a Saturday, late Sunday afternoon. And I look around now, my challenge to all of you who were in the original vision, who grew up in the original vision, who had the memories of James Wallace and the things he would do to you, and the times he would pluck you in the head, and the words he would say, and his goals, and the drill teams, and the basketball teams, and being the originator of one of the first women's softball league in the city. All those women are grown, most of them are grandparents, and that was the original dream. And so my challenge now, as I pass the torch, that Jimmy and all of the young people that are here now take the dream and build on what is here. I expect that there'll be 400 kids back in this building again, but it's going to take a different kind of way of doing it. It's going to be harder to do. It is, because the challenges are much different. As I was talking to Bunny, we talked about when she was growing up, she had parents and aunts and uncles that brought them to IYO, and they were part of it. And I look now, we're going to have to go get the kids. Y'all are going to have to go get your peers. You're going to have to convince them that they need to be here, that this is a place of hope. We've been named the Center of Hope. Our history talks about us being a beacon and light. Our history talks about us doing what no other agency has been able to do with the lost kids. Well, that's all well and good, and I think we've done that. And I can stand and say that I'm proud that God allowed us to do that. His wisdom, his commitment, and the fact that Jim wanted to do it and I fell in love with it. But now the same challenge I pass on. And we've got to do it different. Y'all have to come up with the vision that's already here and build on it. I expect to see 400 kids in this building. The things that these young people need, trades. They need to be exposed. I was just talking to some of the young people that just are graduating in May from college. And they're global. They're not even coming back to Newark. They're going to be doing, they have gotten offers for jobs outside of the country. So it's a different kind of atmosphere, but yet we still have a lot of work to do with young people who have not gotten to that point yet. You have now not only young people you have to worry about, but you got to worry about their parents. And in some instances, their grandparents. So instead of, we came to be a youth program, but the parents were here. Now you have to plan for the parents to be here. You have to plan for family development. You're going to have to plan for community development. And the only way that can happen is through $1 a week from everyone we know. That's the way to save IYO. But I'd like to say that's the way to grow IYO. Because you now have to grow it into what it needs to be. And like I said, I've done all I can. It is now time to take this vision and move it to the next level.
Yes, we can.
So I know you can do it. I think the commitment is here. I don't think people realize how much they're needed. I think that's what happens. Once you get the word to them, I think, and it touches their heart, they'll come. So you're gonna have to motivate people to come again. They think that since IYO has been here all the time, it'll always be here. We don't have to do nothing. So they come by and they say, oh, yeah, you're still here. Well, it's not because of you we're still here. We got to tell them, you got to understand we're still here by God's grace and his mercy. And so we got to get the word out that now is a different challenge. A challenge to save families. We got a whole community to save. Not just one child. It's not one child at a time anymore. And we've got to look at the entire family. So I'm just glad to be here, and I say a special thanks. You know, I always tell people, take the vision, do something with it, come up with an idea. Well, a young lady did take the vision, and she did come up with an idea. Tonight we owe this event to Valerie Recruit.
Yeah.
This was totally her idea, and I would never have thought, because like now, this whole idea started from her email and Facebook. I don't email, I don't Facebook. See, so there's different social networks that she has touched. The social network is out there for all of you. Take the social network and make it work. So I want to congratulate her for her vision, because we weren't thinking about doing it this way at all. And we know. And we're going to have weekly affairs in order to raise the kind of $900,000, as our vice president said. We need $900,000. Well, I need that today. So we're going to have to work hard to do it. And I'm trusting you that everybody says I'm a hero. Well, I don't know what heroes are. You do what you like to do and you hope it works out. And for everybody that voted for me to be the hero during the governor's inaugural speech, I thank them, because I don't even know who they were. That all happened through social network again, okay? But I thank them and for their thought, and for the young people here who still think that I'm their hero. I thank them. But I challenge everybody, you cannot afford to let this facility close, because it's needed now more than ever. And it's not needed just for young people, it's needed for parents, grandparents. You've got to have the kind of programs that Jim and I may not have had. So now you've got to figure out how to reach every member in every family and bring them into the fold. So thanks for coming. We're getting ready to go in the year 2012, and I expect, I'm trying to believe that it's going to be a better year. And after seeing all of you, I think it can be a better year. I thank you for honoring me. I thank you for respecting me. I thank you for the love that everybody has shown me, and for being the wind under my wings, because I do feel alone. And I was talking to Bunny, and we were going through the list of people from 1970. It's not that many of us in that first beginning group that are still here. So I praise God for whatever reason. And if his reason for me still being here is to make sure I give you the charge, you have the charge to take this program to the next level and get ready to do what Jim and I would try to do if it was our charge. But it's not my charge anymore. It is your charge. I am passing the baton. It is your charge. If you don't do it, guess what? It won't get done.
Yes, we can.
If you don't do it, it will not get done. If it's not you, nobody else. You see right now, it's hard to get people to do what you know needs to be done. So it's a challenge. And I congratulate all of you for being here. Like I said, we are 24 hours or less away from a new year? What's the day? Is the 30th?
Yes.
Yeah, the 30th, we're not that far from a new beginning, a new year. You've got new challenges. You've got a foundation to build on. One thing you don't have to worry about building the foundation. The foundation is here, and I expect you all to build on it. So thanks for coming, and I invite everybody to the next one, and Ms. Crute will probably lead the next one, because once you start something, I don't let you stop. You had no business having an idea. Nobody let me stop. So now you got an idea, you got to make it work so that this room is even packed more than it is now, and there's more media, there's more everything that we can do. So thanks for coming. Happy New Year to everybody. And God's grace and mercies on you and your family, and that whatever is your desire for you and your family, I pray from your mouth to God's ear that he will grant it. And good night, everybody, from Carolyn Wallace.
What we are looking to do at IYO is to expand our facility in order to better serve the young people and open up avenues for them to develop and grow as individuals. Also, we have the membership drive, which we instituted shortly after we dedicated this site. On January 16th, we will have a drive for the membership, and we would like everyone to participate. If at least each one of us had a $25 or $50 membership, or even went to platinum, which requires a little bit more funds, it would definitely help us. Although we have a vision for the future, but we need to continue supporting the agency and make it more functional in doing its work on a daily basis. All of the principles of Kwanzaa are key to what is needed to help the black families in this community and even throughout the world. So in coming together and unity, which is the first principle, we can effectively change the direction that we've been going, which from the time when IYO started is is less than what we were doing before, in that IYO has graduated many of the political elected officials in the black community. It also has many civil servants that came through this building. And today I'm making an appeal to all of these people so that they can come back and assist us in making the next 40 years better than the first 40. What we really want to do is to expand the facility and also bring new equipment and new programs that will help us make this a community that is progressing rather than regressing. The blight and that we see around us is not what we are about. And for us to change that, we have to embrace not only the principles of Kwanzaa, but the fact that Jim Wallace and Carolyn Wallace gave us an opportunity here at IYO to do God's work. We look at the word Newark and the name of the city, and we say that what James and Carolyn Wallace allows us to do is every day to perform new acts of random kindness that allows us to make our community a better place. IYO's mission is to empower disenfranchised youth and their families to take responsibility for themselves and their community through programs and services that promote positive social and civic values, to create opportunities for self-improvement through academic instruction, employability training, community service, and to implement intervention strategies to foster family stabilization and neighborhood preservation. Where families are in crisis, the community dies, and we want to end the crisis in our community. And primarily, we would like to use Ujamaa, which is cooperative economics, to build and maintain our own stores, shops, and other businesses, and to profit from them together. As a people, we need to take hold of our own destiny and chart our future in a way that is not dictated by the environment around us. In fact, we should make an impression on the environment rather than the environment dictating where we go in the future. With that, I thank you for coming tonight, and I should say that Imani, keep the faith. And I believe that we have New Jersey heroes, we have the history, we have the legacy, and we certainly will have a future that is bright and strong. Thank you.